Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Virgil van Dijk calls. Wayne Rooney's Liverpool leadership criticism lazy. I didn't hear him last year, Virgil van Dijk insists. Wayne Rooney's claims that Liverpool have lacked leadership during their slump in form is lazy. Criticism. The former Manchester United striker turned pundit questioned the body language of both Van Dijk and Mohamed Salah, describing it as a big concern following last weekend's 3-2 defeat at Brentford. I don't think they've really led that team this season, he said on the Wayne Rooney Show. However, following Saturday's 2-0 win over Aston Villa, which lifted Arne Slot's side back up to third in the Premier League, Van Dijk branded that assessment as unfair. I didn't hear him last year, he said. No, it doesn't hurt me, to be honest. Obviously, he's a legend, a big player of the game who inspired so many. I can say only positive things, but I feel that comment is just, I would say it's a bit of a lazy criticism. That's my personal opinion. It's easy to blame the older players, but he knows obviously as well as everyone else we do it together, trying to help each and every one of us to try to get out of this. Last year, when things went well, you didn't hear that at all. Rooney was also heavily critical of Van Dijk after Liverpool's exit from the Champions League at the hands of Paris Saint-Germain last season, when he branded the Dutch defender as lazy in the build-up to Ousmane Dembele's goal at Anfield. They have to do that job, so it is what it is, Van Dijk added. He has an opinion and we have to deal with it. And there's no hard feelings, by the way. I don't take it as personal whatsoever. Both Van Dijk and Salah made big contributions against Villa. Liverpool kept their first clean sheet in 11 games in all competitions, and Salah opened the scoring with his 250th goal for the club. It's funny because when things were going well, we are seen as the leaders. And this year, when things are not going as well as we want, we're seen as not doing our jobs properly. That's the life we live, Van Dijk said. We feel that responsibility. We want to lead by example. Obviously, I can only speak for myself in this case. I'm the captain. I know that if we have not the best results or not great performances, then myself and the manager will definitely always be questioned. That's part of the parcel. That's what comes with it. How many did we lose? 6 out of 7, yeah? There are so many platforms nowadays that everyone can say whatever they like and it gets blown up. We have to stick together. Focus on the task ahead. Winning games, that's the only thing we can control. Arne Slot found a winning formula by getting the big calls right. Against Aston Villa, Arne Slot's name boomed around Anfield just before the final whistle. It had been a similar story shortly after Ryan Gravenberch's deflected strike effectively sealed a morale-boosting victory by doubling Liverpool's lead against Aston Villa early in the second half. But the show of support, which meant most to Slot, arrived midway through the first half when anxiety ruled, and the contest was still goalless. Dominic Szoboszlai had just squandered a golden chance by firing tamely into the arms of Emiliano Martinez after winning the ball back high up the field, when the cop parked their frustration and vocally declared their unwavering faith in the Dutchman. Unity is strength, read one of the banners, and Slot was left in no doubt that they backed him to put right what had gone so alarmingly wrong during a torrid sequence of results. When you are in a difficult situation as a club, and I'm definitely part of that, to get the support the players got, and also I got, that is something what makes this club special, Slot told reporters after the match. They don't forget if you've been part of something special, and they help you, especially if things are difficult. I think they were there for me, but they were not only there for me, they were there for the team as well. They were so supportive, and that can have a big impact. Slot has plenty of credit in the bank after what he achieved in his first season at Liverpool, and rightly so, having surpassed all expectations in delivering the club's 20th league title. Questions over his future were confined to the knee-jerk realm of social media after 4 straight league defeats had derailed Liverpool's title defense. Among the Anfield hierarchy, there's only sympathy and understanding for the challenges he's faced over the past 6 months, from picking up the pieces after the tragic loss of Diogo Jota to trying to bed in so many new signings and the injury setbacks. Yet Slot will know as well as anyone that negativity can be difficult to shift. By effectively sacrificing the midweek Carabao Cup tie with Crystal Palace, by resting so many senior players in that 3-0 defeat, the pressure was cranked up ahead of Villa's visit. They simply had to deliver to justify that approach, and they didn't disappoint. It was a year ago this weekend when Liverpool came from behind at the break to beat Brighton Hove Albion 2-1 to climb to the Premier League summit. Slot's tactical changes worked a treat in transforming the game, and they never relinquished top spot en route to clinching the title. This time around they find themselves playing catch-up with pace-setters Arsenal 7 points better off. But this was a day when Slot found a winning formula by getting the big calls, right? Andy Robertson's first Premier League start of the season at the expense of the erratic Milos Kerkez helped Liverpool secure their first clean sheet in 11 matches in all competitions. Yes, Slot's side rode their luck at times, with Villa striking the woodwork twice in the first half. But the visitors created just 0.41 xG expected goals throughout and didn't have a single big chance, as defined by Opta. Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate certainly looked more comfortable with Robertson for company alongside them. Kerkez's time will come, but the reality is that Liverpool's vice-captain is currently the stronger option at left-back. Defensively, it was a collective step forward, with Connor Bradley recovering from a shaky start to produce his best performance of the season. The Northern Irishman has lacked stamina at times in recent months, but here he completed the full 90 and looked strong. Connor played an outstanding game, Slot said. Everyone was really fighting to get that win over the line, throwing themselves in front of shots, sprinting back when needed, being ready for a high press. The challenge for Connor now is to make himself ready, because he's not been used to 90 minutes a lot this season, and after 2 days of rest, the next one is coming up. The added benefit of Bradley lasting the pace in the continued absence of the injured Jeremy Frimpong was that Szoboszlai didn't have to be relocated to right back during the second half. The Hungary international is simply too influential in midfield to be continually shifted away from that area. Szoboszlai's athleticism was crucial against an opponent whose commitment to playing out from the back played straight into Liverpool's hands after suffering at the hands of more direct adversaries recently. The return from injury of Gravenberch, who won 6 of his 8 duels, was another welcome sight, along with Alexis Mac Allister completing 90 minutes for Liverpool for the first time since April. Having scored 4 times in his first 87 appearances for the club, Gravenberch now boasts 3 goals in his last 10 matches. There will be times when Liverpool need the creative spark of Florian Wirtz to unlock a defense, but the balance looked better with the tried and trusted title-winning midfield. At the top end of the field, Mohamed Salah delivered his most complete display of the campaign so far. It isn't just the fact that he scored in back-to-back league matches for the first time since February, after being gifted the opener following a dreadful blunder from Martinez. Salah was so much more involved, more energized, more combative, more confident, more in tune with the teammates around him, and more of an outlet when Liverpool went long as he occupied defenders. Lucas Digne was a distant second best. There was another significant milestone for the Egyptian attacker, as he became just the 3rd player in the club's history to score 250 goals, following in the footsteps of Ian Rush, 346, and Roger Hunt, 285. That's huge, Slot said. That's almost unbelievable if you score 250 goals for one club. What I also liked was that he didn't only do his offensive work really well, but he helped the team out defensively as well. Hugo Ekitike found life tougher, as he had just 15 touches before Wirtz replaced him 13 minutes from time. However, the Frenchman, who had a header ruled out for offside, helped set the tone with his work ethic out of possession, and the fans responded to that show of desire. In the closing stages, with Liverpool on the brink of victory, the Kop broke into a rendition of 'Three Little Birds' by Bob Marley and the Wailers, a favorite during the early stages of Jurgen Klopp's reign. "Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be all right," they sang, with Real Madrid visiting Anfield in the Champions League on Tuesday, followed by a Premier League trip to Manchester City on Sunday. Only time will tell whether this genuinely proves to be a turning point. Trickier tests than Villa lie in wait, but Slot has something to build on with a blueprint that worked.